6:30. I do apologise for the delay. A couple of people trying to get in on the meeting. God, of course, let everyone in. My name is Chris Watson. I'm privileged to be here this evening as your selling auctioneer, of course, joined by some of the team at Ray White Ringwood out in the back there. They are a good-looking bunch of real estate professionals. If you have any questions regarding the market, what's going on, interest rates, all that sort of stuff, give them a call. More than happy to reach out. Speaking of interest rates, we get our own, very own loan market broker, mortgage broker. If you want to find out, make sure you are getting the best deal. If you're looking to buy a property, different lenders are doing different things, different rates, lending different amount. There's Ben, there's his details. Give him a call, send him an email. He'll be more than happy any way he can. And of course, we do offer property management services. Plenty of people in the market at the moment to buy that investment property. It's a great time to get out there and add to your portfolio, start your portfolio. Give our investment specialist, Will Pask, a call. If you have any questions, he can help you any way that he can. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do these events quite regularly. Our next one just before Christmas, just before the big fella comes down the chimney, Wednesday, the 21st of December at 6:30. If you're interested in looking at these properties, or perhaps you want to speak to some agents about potentially selling your property in one of these events, reach out. The next one, Wednesday, the 21st of December. 2 properties on offer for you tonight. Wonderful, wonderful offerings. We'll get to the properties a little bit later on, but really, really excited to see the spirit of bidding on both of the properties that we have plenty of interest in both of the campaigns. Well, we'll move along. Tonight's auction, ladies and gentlemen, they will be conducted in accordance with the rules that are made available before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting any late bid or offer for the property after the property has been knocked down. The successful bidder. What that means, your layman's terms, I'm going to call it 3 times. First call, second call, third and final call. But when the gavel falls, all over Red Rover can't take any late bidder offers past that point, of course. Sorry, of course, tonight's vendors, they do have a reserve price as auctioneer obligate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, and people's bidders are tended to stop other bidders from bidding, and the law doesn't have a fine for this conduct. The rules they do permit vendor bids don't make it really simple and really obvious. If I'm going to make a bid on behalf of the vendor, in fact, I'll make it so simple and so obvious. I'll even use those words: vendor bidder by law. Only I, as the auctioneer, may make a vendor bid. Moving along, ladies and gentlemen, there are 3 ways that you're able to bid here this evening. The first option is you can bid like you would at an on-site auction. You can put your hand up, you can yell out your bid. I will see you and I will hear your calls for you to be able to do that. You must have your camera and your microphone turned on. They can't be red. If they're red, they're turned off. We won't see you, we won't hear you. That's the first option. This evening, as you can tell the agent the bid on the phone, and they will bid on your behalf. The third option, which is probably the way I would recommend, if you could bid in the in-call messages or the chat function in tonight's meetings. And at the bottom right of the screen, you'll see the number 15, the 2 little people. That's how many people are on tonight's meeting. Next to that is like a little page or a speech bubble. What that is the chat function in the meeting. Of course, Gina, yes, that's right. Olivia, if we could just get give Gina a call to find out what the issue is there. So next to the two little people, you have the page button there. Okay, and that is the chat function. It brings up the in-call message. Gina, I'll get Olivia to give you a call right now. She can have any queries that you've got this evening. The last way the chat function, that is how I would recommend it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's get things underway. Let's move. Throughout the full left balcony, wonderful on an evening like today to sit out there and have a glass of wine or a drink. And the location, ladies and gentlemen, is literally, they have dropped a pin in the centre of Ringwood and they've built this apartment building there. You're literally Eastland across the road, train station almost across the road. You've got all the eateries, you've got all the shops, you've got everything at your doorstep. It's a wonderful location, as evidenced by the turnout there. So I guess that's probably enough out of me. I'll throw it over to you. Lot number one, the 202/233 Maroondah Highway, Ringwood, opening bidder offer to get me underway. We can start anywhere you like, I don't mind. I understand the first bid's always the hardest bid. As they say, it's not the first price that matters, it's the last price. That's what they'll write in the paper on the weekend. Where do we go? Opening bidder offer to get me on the way. Happy to start it on a vendor bid if you like. Just means that you're all going to have to bid above me as a vendor. Got you there, Chris and Gab. Into the chat function if you can, please. Or I take your microphone off. Don't use the open the hand. I can't see you. Need to know. Type it into the chat if I can. Or turn your camera or your microphone on and yell out the bid. I'll take that if you like. Where do we go? Opening bidder offer. Maybe jump on the phone with them, Cameron, if you can. Give them some hand. Give them some help. Where do you want to start it, Chris? I need to know, Chris and Gab, where would you like to start? We can start anywhere you like. Just take yourself off mute.
Sorry, Chris. We've just had a couple of tech issues. Bear with me 1 second.
Okay, I'll just get up here and sing and dance, ladies and gentlemen. Where do we go? A couple of tech issues here. Where do we want to go? Needed opening bid, as I said. Timber floors throughout, nice modern apartment. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Across the road, got the lake just up the road. Eastland, all the eateries. 410, and we're off and racing. Thank you, Cat. Bidding on behalf of Chris and Gab. At $410,000, naturally bid offer there at 410. At 410, the bid naturally bid here at 410. Where do we go from here? At 410, I had. I'm going to call it 3 times. Jump on in. At 410,000 with the starter of the phone with you, Cat. At 410, first call. At 410, second call. Third, final time at $410,000. Clearly bid an offer with you, Ken. Well, we're going to go vendor bid at $430,000 with me, the vendor. Where do we go from here, Chris and Gab? Yelling out to Cam on the phone. At $430, the bid now $430. I have. At $430, clearly bid offer at $430. Where do we go? At $430, Cam. You yell out the number. At $430, tell the client jump in. At $430,000, get a call 3 times. At $430,000 now, first call. At $430,000. Second call 40. Got you back at $440,000. Thank you, Gab. At $440,000, where do we go? One bidder with the vendor now. At $440, I have. Clearly bid off at $440 the bids. Call 3 times. At $440,000, first call. At $440,000, second call. Third and final time. At $440 with your clients on the phone, Cam. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is going to press pause on the auction. We'll go speak to our owners. We'll be back before you can say cat in a hat. Thanks for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. As we always say, big decision buying and selling a real estate. Just want to confirm there've been lots of conversations going on behind camp. You just confirm your clients have come up to $460,000. If you can just acknowledge that, please, for me, Cameron. $460, there it is. Clear instructions. We're on the market and we sell. No better bid. Hammer comes down. Congratulations, you bought yourself an apartment at 202 233 Maroondah Highway. $460,000. First call. Second call. Third and final time. We're selling. We're selling. Ladies and gentlemen, we've sold. Congratulations. Well bid. Well bought. Let's move along to the next. Zard Park, of course, presented by Olivia Mackie. If you can have any questions regarding today's sale, we do sell it today by public auction, of course, same as before. 60 to 90 day settlement is what is on offer for tonight. 10% deposit payable upon signing of the contracts. Signing and paying deposit. Both can be done electronically, of course. And what an offering, ladies and gentlemen. 860 square meters of fine soil underpinning your Chirnside property in there. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 9 cars. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right. 9 cars undercover. The car enthusiast, the boating, the trailer, it is catering for you all. The outdoor entertaining area right on cue. Couldn't have timed that any better. Ducted heating and cooling throughout. It's a wonderful property, wonderful location, schools and parks right at your doorstep. Major upgrade and redevelopment, of course. Happy to Chirnside Village. Shops, eateries, cafes, it's all going in down on there. So that's enough out of me. We'll throw it over to you. Opening bidder offer, get me underway. 5 Circle Ridge in Chirnside Park. Where do we start? Understand everyone's a little bit nervous, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll kick things off with me and the vendor at 970,000 vendor bid. At 970,000, clearly bid offered at 970. At $970,000, jump on in over the top. At 970 now, where do we start? Where do we go? At 970, I'm going to call it 3 times. First call, 970,000. Second call, 970,000. Third, final time at 970,000 the bid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we say, auctions are a process. They're not an event. Plenty of interest in this property. Plenty of people that were fingers and toes crossed, hoping that this would happen, that it wouldn't sell under auction conditions, hoping that they'll be able to put in a conditional offer afterwards. Good news, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pass the property and we're going to move on to the next part of the negotiation. If you have interest in the property, plenty of people are. Come forward, put your offer in, and I'm sure next time you drive down Circle Ridge in Chirnside Park, you're going to see a big soul sticker up on number 5. Thanks for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely evening. Merry Christmas. If we don't see you before, we hope to see you at the next Ray White Ringwood Auctions.